around right now, baby, right now? Do an improv, baby, right now, now, now. Who's around right now, baby, right now? Do an improv, baby, right now, 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 now.
Woohoo! Hello!
Hey,
Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Substitute Show with our substitute co host, Roy.
hello.
So, for those of you who maybe not been keeping up on social media, LG succumbed to, well, not succumbed, because they're producing backstage right now. Yes, there they are.
Oh,
They're
on the
fainting.
fainting couch. Yep.
Yes. As always, the artwork, as always.
Yeah.
So LG got COVID. So for those of you who are still thinking that it is a Democratic hoax, we're here to tell you that that Democrat did fool us. Yes. So it is. LG has been faking it for a month with symptoms. But they are such a good actor that it's really,
Right. Good
they're
actor.
fooling doctors. They're fooling COVID tests, take home tests, real health. I mean, they're fooling everybody. It's really unbelievable
Yep.
acting. But for that purpose, we have LG relaxing on their fainting couch backstage producing. We're still making them produce. And we have our
Absolutely.
special co host, substitute Roy, who's here.
Hello.
Yes, Roy. Thank you so much for jumping in.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'm excited.
Love that picture. Okay.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's the anime, the whole animation, the reveal on the chalkboard. It's the art. It's the artwork. It's my favorite artwork, the clip art. So Roy, I'm excited to have you on
Awesome.
this show for subbing in, but also too because you're a legit actor. You've got a lot of theater background, and so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited to celebrate that.
Sure. I'm always happy to talk about myself.
So you started to tell us a story backstage about a job you got fired for being too theatrical. Can you tell us more about
Oh yeah,
that?
that was ridiculous. I worked as a cashier at Lechmere back in say 83, 80, yeah, 83. And I when I got called into the office after I guess I had had a bad review, and they said, "Oh well, we'll get back to you, and we'll hope that you do better." And then I can't come in, and the woman she was a very interesting person, and she basically read me this thing, and I'm sitting there, and she's like, "Oh, employee is a theatrical person, and therefore something to the effect of is not cut out to be for this kind of work as a cashier at Lechmere."
I wonder how cashiering goes at Leechmere that you couldn't even bring any personality. Like, did you have to be more
No,
robotic? Is that what they wanted?
uh,
Yeah, that's
I
a
wasn't like, I've never really been, I don't know, described that, as being flamboyant or anything, Back then, you had to be a little bit more reserved.
I got you. Yeah, yeah.
So, but it was just like, oh, you know, it was one of the most ridiculous. I've been fired a few times, but that
I
was
have well. I have as well. I've gotten laid off actually
yeah,
more specifically. There was like
yeah,
sort of and then they give you like some sort of like line of like, oh, we're cutting down on employees and since you've been here for, whatever
yeah,
much time. So I've gotten laid
yeah.
off uh twice. Most other jobs I quit though.
Another time I worked in a theater box office, and I had asked to see if I could get a promotion to the assistant manager, and I got called in. I was on a hiatus because they shut down for the summer, and I went in, and I'm sitting across from two pregnant women, and I was and they had lied to me before, and so but they're like telling me this, and it's like, okay, I'm a I try to be a decent person, but I was really mad at them. But I'm not going to yell at two people that I generally liked who are like 8 months pregnant.
Right, and they're in
So
a delicate condition, if you would.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh, it's time for you to move on. It's like, oh, okay, you know. So I don't know. Yeah, it was like
But it all landed you here. It landed you
it
here
did.
today. The
Eventually
path, yeah.
storage and improv.
hmm And now
So my
you've really made it as substitute co-host on Who's Around. I mean,
there you go.
this is where discoveries happen, because we have a lot of famous people watching this all the time. So this is a
Oh,
pipeline to your own daytime hosting television show. I think it's like a direct. It's like a yeah.
oh, can't
um.
wait.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kelly Ripa, give me a call sometime. No.
Exactly. Yeah. Kelly Ripa watches this a lot. A lot.
Oh, I'm sure she does. Yeah.
She's one of the anonymous posters. She's actually one of the bots, but it's good. It's
Yeah.
good for
Kelly
her.
Ripa, Kelly Clarkson,
Kelly
all
Clarkson,
the
and honestly, any of the Kellys that are watching,
any of the Kellys. Yeah.
any of the Kellys can watch, and
Except R. Kelly, we wouldn't want to
no,
deal
not
with
R. Kelly. No,
with
that's
him.
one
No.
Kelly that is not allowed to scoop up Roy.
Right,
Any
right.
of the Kellys can email us, and I'm around now at Gmail. I'll give you Roy's information.
Me too.
So also today, we also have another special guest today.
Yeah, I know you think you've met him a few times.
I have. I'm pretty familiar with him, and also has a theater background. So everybody, welcome Bagley to the stage.
So I think he would have made a great cashier, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would have sung show tunes at every transaction, though.
Yeah, Bagley, have you ever been fired ceremoniously or unceremoniously?
I have been let go. The second law firm I ever worked for, the first one was my own, and then I kind of got recruited out of it by a fellow, and we had just settled like a 6-figure case in Massachusetts, and he let me go like 2 days later because he didn't see any new cases coming down the pipeline, and he couldn't afford me.
Wow.
That sucks.
Oh, so you were let go because you were too good.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. But that's the only time I've been let go. Every other time I've been like, I've quit before I could be fired.
I've done that a couple times.
Which was also my dating strategy in 8th grade. I heard that Carla Rich was going to break up with me, so I broke up with her first.
Nice.
Yep. Kept my record 100%. I don't know.
It's good. That's great. All right. Well, so today we've got a couple special games to celebrate our substitute theme. But first, to celebrate our shared theater. I can't talk about this also. To celebrate our shared theater background, we are going to play a game called Line. So line is something that you say when in theater you forget your line. So you say that and you ask for the cue. Usually the stage manager reads you like the first couple words and you're like, oh yeah, and you get back on those things. In this game, what we're going to do is that Roy has been sent a script by LG. So LG found a public domain script, so we don't have to worry about those words being on YouTube. And Roy is going to be reading the script, one of the characters' lines from the script. Bagley and I are going to do our best to fill in the other characters' lines, what we think will be appropriate in the script from there. And I'm going to spice this up a little bit by audience. Let's get a suggestion from you all. So audience, can you give us a suggestion of some kind of a reason to get fired? Let's start with a reason to get fired suggestion. We'll start with one of those as a little bit of inspiration in addition to the lines that we're going to have already from Roy, because I think we could probably sprinkle these in. So audience, if you have any suggestion ideas of reasons you might get fired, it could be real life reasons that you have gotten fired or let go or laid off or various euphemisms, or it can be one that you a different one that you're making up yourself. Yeah. Testing the merchandise and putting it back on the shelf. Great. Great. That is a reason. That is a reason for firing. Though, are we not supposed to do that? Because some of them are marked testers, and I get a little confused in the store. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to try the lotion. All right. Anyway, so that's our start for the screen for the scene, not for the screen, for the scene. And Roy, you've got your lines pulled up ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whenever you're ready, Roy, you can give us our first opening line.
Okay. Thank you. And how may you be getting on?
I've been fine. I've tried each of the perfumes, and I've tried on one arm, and on the other arm I was trying the lotions, and it's been a journey for my olfactory, but I've had no reactions. I've had no issues, so I think they're all fine.
Yeah, I'm good too. Thanks. Thank you for asking. I think that this Rolex looks really nice on my wrist, and I think I'm just going to keep it on till I have to put it back inside the locked jewelry case, because I think if more people see them being worn, they'll buy more.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
No, I've only come to see you, honored Stefan Stefanovich.
Am I in trouble? That's my whole name.
Wow.
You usually only. I thought we were good. Is it because I'm wearing this necklace that I should just put back in the case now?
Yeah, Stefania, maybe you should just take off all the jewelry. I mean, this sounds really serious. Stefan Stefanovich.
It's gonna take me a minute. I've got all the toe rings on, and I really had to like work some of them in because I'm wearing Birkenstock. And but I'll get all the jewelry off. I'm sorry, boss.
Yeah.
Well, you see, it's like this. I've come to see you, honored Stefan Stefanovich, to trouble you with a request.
Oh shit! I'm getting fired. I know what this. You used my whole name twice. Mike, you got to put in a good word for me here. I'm just trying to be like a walking billboard for your goods, sir. Just a walking billboard.
Listen, I feel like A, I should, if this is a firing, like, should I even be here? But B, I feel like Stefan is just trying to advertise. You know what I mean? Like when people come into Leishman, they're like, what is this place? How many different types of things do you sell here? And like Stefan's like, look at these jewelries. Look at how it looks on my skin, under the collar. I think it's same with me. I am like a walking smell, a walking sniff palette.
Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask your pardon. I'm getting excited. I shall drink some water, honored Stefan Stefanovich.
Yeah, I'll get you some water. The bubbler's right over here.
You can come to us for help as many times as you need to. You know what I mean? Like whatever you need, we're going to try to help you.
And look, I understand. This is how I've been speaking to you, and I can start calling you like honored boss, and use your whole name, John Johnson. If that will make you more comfortable, I will adopt all of the Leachmere's standards of practice. Respectable John Johnson.
You see, honored Stepanovich, I beg pardon, Stefan Stepanovich. I mean, I'm already excited as you are. Please take notice. In short, you alone can help me.
Well, Mike can help. Mike is very, very capable. Very capable.
Yeah, I'm cleared to lift up to 30 pounds. I have the forklift license, so I can help with anything there in the storeroom.
Though I don't deserve it, of course.
Look,
that's what we're saying. You do deserve it.
Respectable John Johnson. Nobody moves units of scent like Mike Mikovich.
Thank you.
And nobody sells jewelry like Stefan Stefanovic,
Right.
you know, you're a great manager. Everything is good. Respectable John Johnson.
And I haven't any right to count on your assistance?
Oh, you do.
You do. That's what we're trying to say. We're trying to say, like, you have so much. Like, we're there for you. We're there for you, John Johnson. Respectable John.
One moment.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This very minute, the fact is, I've come to ask for the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanovna, in marriage.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. Should I leave again? Like, if this is a marriage proposal thing, like, I can leave.
No, well, the person he's gonna propose to isn't here. I think it's fine if you're here, Mike, and you know, just for witness purposes as well. So
sure.
So, boss, I feel like there's like a little bit of a conflict of interest here. With all respectful John Johnson, you want to marry your employee's daughter. I
have the honor to ask.
Maybe you're. I don't know if you're hearing me.
Yeah. I feel like this is like, I'm gonna say, like, I also am seeing, like, I'm feeling the red flag of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, this is definitely like one of those. Like, what does she feel? Have you been dating? And if you have, is that a conflict of interest? Like, icky? I don't know. It's like a power. The power dynamic is what I'm saying.
The power dynamics are weird. Like, my daughter is an adult and can do what she wants. So I'm not even sure why I'm involved. Okay. But because I'm involved, there's definitely like some red flag management things here.
That's exactly what I'm saying too. That's exactly.
Honored Stepan Stepanovich, do you think I may count on her consent?
Oh, that's her. You talk to her about that shit.
Yeah,
and that's an ongoing conversation. It's not a one-time deal. You don't upload it to the blockchain and it's good forever. You continuously get consent.
What does Stephanie Stefanovic like think about this? You know what I mean? Like, what's Stephanie feeling? I think that's what we got to ask ourselves.
It's cold. I'm trembling all over, just as if I just got an examination before me.
Look, I understand that there was a time in my life when I didn't get a lot of like pushback either, and it definitely activated my fight or flight reflex.
Yeah,
respectable John Johnson. So don't judge yourself for the reaction you're having. But I think what me and Mike are saying is you're having this conversation with the wrong people.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I must have made my mind up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal for a real love, then I'll never get married.
I mean, you don't have to. It's not like an all or nothing situation. You know what I mean? Like, you still might get married. I mean, people get married later in life. People get married multiple times. It's,
Yeah, look for the gray areas, John Johnson, respectable John Johnson. It's not all like stark one or the other. You can and consider polyamory as well. Marriage is almost an outdated vessel for tax advantages, and I know you know how to handle taxes because you're a great manager here at Lechmere's.
Yes,
sure. It's called Natalia Stepanovna is an excellent housekeeper, not bad cooking, and well educated. What more do I need? I want.
Well, the ongoing consent and communication required in forming a bond. But yeah, my daughter does kick all sorts of ass. You should try play Wii bowling with her. She'll fucking wreck you.
Yeah.
She's just like strike, spare, strike.
Yeah, it's really great. Yeah.
But I'm getting a noise in my ear from excitement. And it's impossible for me not to marry.
Have you been tested for tinnitus,
Tinnitus. That's also a COVID symptom too. Just to go back to everyone should get vaccine boosted. Like, this is a.
No, I noticed after I was trying out the Lechmere's headphones on high volume before I put them back in the storage case that I got a little rattling in my ear too. Have you been exposed to loud noises, John Johnson? Respectable John Johnson.
To the first place, I'm already 35. That's a critical age, so to speak. In the second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life.
I mean, I think that's antiquated thinking, the 35 being so delicate. Like, 35 is something, I mean, there's still so much life left. I mean, people, I think, used to think 35, you're like, oh, it's too late, but it's really not. It's really not at all.
I
You can't even
I
be the
suffer-
president of the United States till you're 35.
Exactly.
It's a starting point.
I suffer from palpitations. I'm excited and always awfully upset. Awfully upset.
Is it because I'm still wearing this Leechmere shirt with the tags on it? Because I'll take it off.
At this very point, my lips are trembling.
This is a Leechmere's tattoo. I can't take it off though. It's permanent. It's the ink is embedded in my chest hair and skin.
And there's a permanent twitch in my left eyebrow.
I see that. Are you eating enough like potassium?
Yeah,
John
magnesium.
Johnson?
I was gonna say too, some magnesium that
Yeah,
can help with
potassium.
that. You gotta
Maybe
take
like,
care of yourself.
Have some fish and some bananas and drink a
Yeah.
lot of water.
Yeah.
Hey, rest that ear.
But the
Yeah.
very worst of it all is how I sleep.
Oh shit.
You know what I would say? Let's close up for lunch, dim the lights, take a little snooze in the mattress department, and let's regroup. You know what I mean? We haven't
Yeah,
closed the door for lunch in a long time.
Yeah, Mike and I will take one of the camper stoves from the camping section, and they all work. We'll cook you up something real nice.
Yeah, we've tried them. We've used them before. Like when you're not here, sometimes we close the store at lunch, and we do this for us. We can do this for you.
I often spend the night here in the Leechmere tent and sleeping bag section, right near the bass fishing aisle.
I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off when suddenly something in my left side gives me a pull.
I think you got to get checked out by a doctor.
Yeah. You should definitely see a physician, maybe an orthopedist and an ear, nose, throat specialist as well.
Yeah.
And I can feel it in my shoulder and head.
I mean, even if you just start with your PCP and then get the referrals from there, that might even be good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with our insurance. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
I jump up like a lunatic, walk around a bit, and lie down again. But soon as I begin to get off to sleep, there's another pull, and this may happen for 20 times.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, this sounds like you got a lot going on. I mean, I appreciate you sharing this with us. I want to say that first. But I also want to say again, we're your employees. We're not medical professionals. Like, we care about you. We want to support you. But there's still like a lot of boundary.
How do you do, honored Natalia Stepanova? How do you do?
Well, I parent, from a distant place with, Natalia Stepanova Stepovich. I try and be there and supportive. I try not to judge too much and just really make sure that she feels like loved and supported and knows that I'm here if she needs anything. Yeah, that's how I do.
No, thank you. I've already had some.
And seen. Okay. The proposal. Check off.
I played that part in 1984. I didn't remember much of it. I really did.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, there's a picture of me in that. I'll show it. I'll send it at some point. So.
That is amazing. That was so LG picked that play out in a void. Just sent it to Roy. That is amazing that was a part that you played.
I'll see if I can.
In the past, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually a very. But there's a picture of me, like my shirt's hanging out, and I've got like long dark hair. I've used it several times. Let's see. Wow. I'll get it before the end of the show.
That's awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I am impressed by how some of those lines lined up so perfectly too. That was always so fun when that would just happen.
There's like big monologues, and I was like, okay, I can't do the big monologue. I had to like feed them like one line at a time.
Yeah. No, it worked. It totally worked. That
was fun.
That was really fun. So we're up to our next game. Our next game we're gonna play is called School Committee in honor of our substitute theme. So in school committee, Bagley is going to disappear into the site-proof booth. And what's going to happen? Yeah, what's going to happen when Bagley's in the site-proof booth? Audience, we want you to suggest some very specific, ridiculous demands of the school committee. So Bagley's going to be playing the part of our superintendent. And we are going to make some demands of Bagley of what we want implemented in this new school year. And through discussion, through questions raised by you, concerns raised by you, by us, by Roy and I, we're going to get Bagley to figure out all of these very specific school demands, what we want for the school year. So, for example, Taco Tuesday to be celebrated every single day of the week. So whatever you've got out there, you can do anything you want. They can be as ridiculously specific as you want to. Oh, great. Okay, so audience, here's one of ours. We're not going to say it out loud because Bagley is currently in the site-proof booth. So this will be one of our demands for the school committee of this. And audience, you still got some time. We're going to chit chat. This is great. This reminds me, I should probably join the PTA. Oh, great. This is our second demand. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting rid of that for sure. And we get time for one more demand too. I feel confident in Bagley's ability to get all three of them. Plus 3 is a nice comedic number. You know what I mean? So that's good too. That's good too. Yeah, being on the school committee is going to be a lot of stress and work, but also usually superintendent gets paid very well. So, like I feel bad, but then I don't feel as bad. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of a delicate balance there. Perfect. Okay, there is our third one. Okay, so LG, great. I was going to say, could you review them? Okay, that's our first one, audience. Second one, and our third demand. Yes, and audience, you may play along too in the chat if you'd like to give some clues and by way of expressing either concerns or questions to Bagley. Bagley's going to do their best to answer them. So audience right now, could you flood the chat with some emojis so that we can bring Bagley back out of the site-proof booth? And then we can get started on our stage. Oh, let me see. I just realized this. Turd. They're coming in.
Oh, that's funny how that not the picture, but the.
Oops, here we go. All right. I think maybe you're able to come back. Let me just check. Oh, yeah, totally. You can come back now. Bagley, you can come back from the site-proof booth. I have to exit the screen to check. It's terrible. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Superintendent, this is gonna be a big year for us. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
It's a really stressful year. I mean, I think with it being partially virtual, sometimes partially in person, and it's been a lot of stress. And thank you for being open to some of these changes for the school year.
Well, I just want to thank everybody here from the union and from the PTA and everyone that works really hard in this committee for gearing up for what's going to be an excellent 2022 for the Kent County School District.
Well, I believe you probably should have said, what's going to be an excellent 2022 from
2022,
Kent,
2022,
2022. I think that's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
See how much fun that is.
That was a lot of fun. It's moments like these that keep these committees moving. But I think I addressed that in the budget agenda item about compensation for.
Yeah, we definitely do want that. But I think it's not to me, what was the most interesting about this initiative is that it wasn't just song. It wasn't yes, they're songs, right? But I think to me, it's about the type of song that really makes it a unique initiative, because I heard like, you know, as far as the different counties go, I heard that South County has an initiative that was doing pop tunes. And it's like,
Right. No,
what kind of education is that? You know,
yeah,
like that's not educational.
seriously.
Yeah.
We like songs that move everyone's story forward. You know,
Yeah.
songs, you know, that when you're feeling happy about passing a test, you can, you know, get get some joy and show it to the world.
Right, right. Like we have to do most of our spoken communications via show tunes with dance and song.
Yeah.
That was it was a triple department coordination. I think it's on page 8 between the health departments, the gym departments, and the after school theater program.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think it's good because it combines, it's interdisciplinary, which is what we're going for sure, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
that is interdisciplinary education is the heart of Kent County District, and it's our heart blood. It's the blood in our hearts.
Yeah, and speaking of
It is.
education initiatives, I love for this new school year, I think it's going to contribute a lot to, you know, our faculty well-being, because there's nothing that makes you stronger than rest.
Right.
You know, you need
Who
rest.
doesn't need rest now?
Who doesn't need rest? I mean, that's really what we need. And I think we're finally listening.
I agree. I'm glad we've talked about this in the past. As you know, the union lobbied very hard at the end of last year to get naps worked into all of the faculty's schedules, and we have accommodated that with the new nap room, which is half of the old gymnasium. And everyone's making sacrifices this year. It's important.
Naps are a start.
Yeah, naps are a start. Yeah, I think naps are, you know, definitely an integral part of this initiative for sure. So we definitely we love that, and I think for us it's like it's the freedom of nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, of course I do. I wrote the whole academic charter budget.
Of course.
Curriculum documents. So I maybe I'm underplaying nap, and that's my fault. But just a general sleep initiative where people can just sleep wherever they are, whenever they want. Just if you need rest, you're the captain of your own ship.
Yeah.
Well, you can certainly be awake. I'm sorry. You can certainly be awake too.
Yeah, for sure.
And just, you know, the main issue is to take the pressure off of of being so prepared all the time to present things is difficult.
Yeah.
It needs to be, you know, cut back.
And I had a question emailed in, if you don't mind me reading it, this is from one of the students' parents, Emily Shastire, who
Emily.
to ask, Emily asks, you know, how do you balance this initiative with actually educating the students? How do you, you know, handle this?
Well, one of the important things to keep in mind with this sort of rest improvised academia initiative is that you really don't need to prepare lessons as long as everyone is moving forward. There's no wrong way, really. We're a judgment-free school district. And so however the faculty decides to move forward in a space, whether it's the pressure of the curriculum or just whatever they're making up on the spot as they go, it's still going to be educational. There's still stuff to learn for everyone, including us, including me. I still have to learn. I'm a lifetime student. I do Duolingo every day.
Actually, having the students learn is really adding too much pressure on the whole situation. So, you know, they should be able to be relieved of that.
I had another question from a parent at home, Brian Bryanovich, who wrote in to ask, are we to call the teacher something different now? Like, is the teacher title
that
even
would
applicable?
Be something.
So
hosts, maybe they could be hosts. I'm sorry.
As a judgment-free school district, learning does have some judgment associated with it. I think that we can just kind of allow people to be mindful and present in the moment. They don't have to learn. Nobody has to teach. And there's still education happening, but it's on a different level. It's on an existence level.
Yeah, the No More Teaching initiative is really, I think that's what it's like. It's clear cut, and I think it allows the rest that everybody needs, for sure.
Yeah, it's really, like, teaching's honestly a little bit, we're reinforcing some classism, some separation of people. When we're all really on the same page.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because why does one person have to have more knowledge than another?
Exactly. They don't. And I do address that on the sub appendix, page 32, section A, C, 13, III, 4.
Yes. They, and just one last initiative to cover, just because we had some parent questions about this last initiative too, as well. So I guess one question that I have from the PTA standpoint, yes, exactly, get to the sports. Yeah, from the PTA standpoint, are we allowed to, for instance, have Annie's Cheddar Bunnies, or is it an exclusive situation?
I think it's pretty clear that the shape, not even though that we didn't want people to learn, the shape of the proposal item is much more geometric. And so even though that sort of contradicts our not wanting to teach, it's good to have the square with 4 sides.
We do have some exclusivity issues with our pasta sponsors for our after school programs, including sports. And right now the ravioli is the shape that we're doing, the 4 sides. We don't really, we can't really get into too many of Annie's other shapes at this point, because we're still only at a level 1 partnership with Annie's.
I guess I didn't even realize about the pasta sponsorship being in the wings for this too. Am I
the only one that reads the agenda document curriculum schedule appendix?
Guilty.
I mean, I spent a lot of time writing that up.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the appendix yet. So my apologies for that. My apologies for that. So I have a question from one of our parents that had emailed in. This is a question from Natalia Nataliewicz, who was writing to find out about are the duo flavors also invited, or is it only the original? Like, are we going to allow the Parmesan in, or is it just the original? Like, like there's so many different options now, and she's concerned about bulk buying the wrong kind for these events.
I feel like as we're kind of debuting this initiative, that we should stick to just the original Lay's flavors of potato chips. Just your classic baked Lay's, your classic mac and cheese. I'm getting confused.
I think that's another proposal for another day.
Yeah, I guess I didn't read this appendix very well. I just read the title of the whole thing. I didn't go into the details. I guess I didn't realize how many different carb options there were going to be. I just thought it was all it's what it is because the name grips you in. The name grips you in with that unique spelling, and it's just, I think that's what it is, like, and it's not the nibs, you know what I mean? Because like those aren't, or is it nips?
Right.
Nibs. Anyways,
and it's not puffs.
No, it's not puffs. And it's not Archer Farm Wales, cheddar Wales, or anything like that. And it's
or
not
the orange stuff that the former president looked like.
Right, it's not Cheetos. You know what I mean?
Not that. Right.
Yeah, no. And so I think it's like, it's one of those things. I like the potential of, after we've eaten all these things, the potential of all these red boxes, you know,
Yep.
recycling them, making other craft projects out of them, because
Right.
they're stackable shapes. The boxes, I think, are versatile, and I think our school colors are red, red and
You
gold,
know,
It would be
but
a
and I,
close.
I apologize. I was thinking of some future plans. I've been outlining 2023 when we're going to get much more complicated with snacks.
wow.
But for this calendar year, we'll just be sticking with the original Cheez-Its.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, just the
okay,
original.
Oh yes. Oh, that then we have agreement, which is
Yeah,
great.
okay.
just the
That's
original Cheez-Its.
cool.
No reductions in fat. No, just regular old,
High
cheese.
salt,
Okay.
not nips.
And see. No, I'm talking about cheese nibs. Is it cheese nips? Cheese nips, cheese nibs.
I've never heard
Audience,
of
back
cheese
me
nip.
up. It's like the other, it's not Cheez-Its, but it's also the square cheese
No.
crackers, and they're called like cheese nips or cheese nibs.
Oh,
Someone from the
okay.
audience has heard of these
You
before.
don't shoot them. They're not an alcoholic beverage like nips. Okay.
No, yeah, I don't think it's nips. I think it's nibs.
I
And
think
then I was like,
nibs
is
I've
it
only
nibs?
associated with like cocoa nibs.
Cocoa nibs. It's
I
not
think
that.
nibs, cheese nibs. This is a real product. This is a real product. Thank you, Trevor, for believing in me. This is a real product. Anyways, we have just enough time to play lines from the chat. So, audience, I want to give you the heads up. We're going to need some lines from you. We could do any random stuff in the chat, phrases, lyrics, text, anything. And just type them in. You don't have to worry about what we're saying. You can have them be random. Google it. Thank you, Jordan. Nips, cheese nips.
Nips.
It is nips.
Always ask a
It's nips.
teacher. No.
It is nips. It's nips. God, that was satisfying. Okay.
Oh, so many
Oh.
things.
Man.
Oh.
What was I talking about? That's the new thing that's gonna be engraved on my little like plaque in the cemetery where my ashes will be behind. Okay. So it's obviously nips. It's obviously cheese nips. Cheese nips. So sexy. They're square
Nothing
too.
sexy like cheese and nips.
Nothing sexier than cheese and nips.
Can be used for a lot of personal purposes, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
as someone who's lactating, I agree. Okay, so all right, this is what we're gonna do. We have one last game. That's right, lines from the chat. Bagley, don't think about it too hard. Don't think literally.
It's too late.
It's a
already
passing
there.
joke. It's a passing joke. Okay, let it
Yeah.
flow over you. Not all my
Like
jokes are meant to
cheese from a
stay.
nip.
Right. Okay.
That's better.
Yeah. Okay. So, audience, we need lines from you, and also, audience, as we're kind of putting in lines, and LG is going to pull up the lines as we're talking. We're going to integrate them into what we're talking about as soon as we can. And also, what we need from you, audience, we need one of those suggestions about getting fired. I know you gave us some before, but give us your better ones now. I know you were saving the good ones for the end, audience. We understand. So, yeah. Can you all hear that? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, improv. And while we have a chance, let's plug the shows. So tonight is Friday. We have live shows at Pig tonight. The live shows tomorrow have been canceled due to the big chunky storm, the blizzard. If you follow Pig on all social medias, you'll get all those updates as needed. Also, you can subscribe to the YouTube so you'll never miss a Who's Around show. But tonight, we have a 7 p.m. show, Nutflux and Chull. Our movie form, Bagley's on that team. Woo! And then also at 9 p.m. is Bots performing.
Bots.
9 p.m. For Matt Pena, the most famous clip of Matt Pena ever made. So, audience, we need to start off our lines from a chat for some sort of firing scenario suggestion. Brought a pet squirrel to the office. Perfect. Thank you, Trevor. That's a much better one. Okay, so we got brought a pet squirrel to the office. And audience, at any point, type in any line. We will say them as soon as as close to when we see them as possible. And let's start off with this brought a pet squirrel into the office. And sorry about the noise in the background, but she's occupied. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can hear her toys. It's fine. Okay.
Okay, team. We've got some stuff that we need to discuss. First and foremost, because my blood sugar is low, because my snack mix is missing all of the peanuts and almonds, and I'm just looking to see what kind of answers you have for what kind of monster would go into my snack mix and eat all of the nuts. I just
Gordon, go.
Are you having some sort of medical emergency, Jerry?
No, I just
It's just there's like gray and brown hairs all around my snack mix, and there's
Oh, squirrely whirly.
yeah.
oh
So, okay, funny story, right?
yeah.
You're going to love this. You're going to love the story. We were taking a smoke break. Giuseppe and I were out back taking our smoke break, having our cigs, and then we saw a little squirrel. And we thought, ooh, squirrely whirly. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah, because he's so cute.
thank you, Giuseppe. He's so cute, so cute. And you know, we thought, hey, he looks cold. It's so cold out there, you know, and
It's so chilly.
it's so so chilly. And so I was like, I've never memorized my times tables. You know what I mean? And you know, because I'm not like a rote learner, so I've never memorized times tables. I've never memorized the employee handbook. I've never memorized OSHA regulations. I've never memorized health codes.
Jerry,
So,
Giuseppe, I don't mean to cut you off here, but it really, only you can prevent forest fires. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're my best cigarette rollers here at Marlboro. And so I spent a lot of time thinking about Joe Rogan and how he feels about, blood sugar and protein. And so I just don't understand where this is all going. For what's wrong? Why is my snack mix missing? And there's ground, and
Joe Rogan, is he no doctor?
Anyone excited for Wimbledon? Do you know what I mean? Are we ready to handle this match, this challenge, this mystery? Because I'm hearing a lot about you all, but I'm not understanding why your smoke break and this cute squirrel has to do with my snacks.
oh, okay. So I understand, like Wimbledon coming. It's a high pressure time for Marlboro, right? And also, you know, an employee smoking. But here's the thing: we're out there enjoying the product. We see the squirrel. Hey, boo boo. What are you gonna do? You know,
What are you gonna do, boo boo?
Are we not gonna lure the squirrel in with peanuts and nuts from your snack mix?
Come here, little baby.
Look, I never memorized my times tables either. We're all the same people here. I'm management, you're employees, but none of us know math, and that's one of the things we have in common. But yeah. I feel like you're not following the Marlboro spirit here if you're luring a squirrel in with my snacks instead of delicious cigarettes. Now, did anyone think about giving the squirrel a cigarette? Who needs a golden apple anyway when you got cigarettes?
We get the golden cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, we tried to give the squirrel a cigarette. We did. I think the squirrel was a little bit afraid because we had tried to give him a currently lit one. In retrospect, I think we probably should have given him, a fresh one, a freshie, yeah. And then probably lit it later. I think
you gotta follow the pamphlets that we give to the kids. Basically, is like you got to give them the unlit cigarette and then let them feel cool when you light the cigarette.
Right, and maybe if we started with a menthol, it would have been more.
So it'd be more refreshing.
Well, this is even worse than a catch-22. Okay, because now my blood sugar's low, and I got to manage my two best cigarette rollers.
Don't
Jerry and Giuseppe, my two best cigarette rollers with low blood sugar. And sometimes the cigarettes just aren't enough for me. I get hypoglycemic if I don't have. Oh,
Ooh, bee sting. Ooh,
when you let the squirrel in, you let bees in as well.
The bees come naturally after the cigarette smoke. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And
that's because there's a honey in the thing, in the cigarette.
I let the squirrel in. I let some bees in. I thought, I Googled it. I Googled it. Apparently, the bees are good for, they pollinate. They're good for the ecosystem. So if we're going to have a squirrel indoors, we got to have bees because bees are the life-sustaining, building blocks of the ecosystem. I Googled it. So.
She Googled it.
Okay, so I want to make turd out of this lemon. Like it's
turd cigarettes.
Look,
hyperglycemia is no joke.
Wow, Giuseppe, I feel like we're really on the same page today. I feel like I'm gonna start a sentence and you're gonna end it. It's like with your golden cigarette idea, you're like, I'm gonna give you a promotion and a raise. Sorry, Jerry, but don't.
I mean,
don't stop being yourself.
How often do y'all floss?
Once a day for the most part, just at the end
every
of the
year.
Day. Wow, Giuseppe, you floss once a year? That's
I mean, I'm lumping at 1, 2, maybe 4 times a year. Because you only go to the dentist twice a year, so you usually do one the night before, one the morning of for that visit, and then the next night before.
All right, so you all are mouth bleeders then when you're at the dentist because you bleed a lot. Don't distract me.
I'm sorry.
I need some of that fresh bee, the bees that chase the cigarettes. I need some of their honey to put into my snack mix and replace all the nuts that this squirrel that you lured into the building apparently ate. You lured in with my nuts.
I'm so confused.
To a squirrel. I mean, my nuts are in a bowl that says my nuts on it.
Well, Nips. Think about Nips, though, I think it's Nibs. Is it Nibs?
It's Nips.
It's Nips. What do you call those the little nuts? The little, they're like roundish?
Nibs?
Nips?
Nips.
Anyways, you had extra of those. You know what I mean? And so, I understand that
you should have shared.
We just shared with the squirrel buddy, and ooh, squirrely whirly. You know what I mean?
Anyone else taste blood right now?
That's from the 100s.
Every day.
Have you been smoking the 100s? Because that's the Marlboro 100s.
I smoked the 150s. They're only available to management. Shit! I forgot to pick up lentils. I'm fucking dead.
Don't. It's, I mean, I think honestly, you're having too many legumes in your life with all these nuts, with all these lentils.
Well, I'm not going to have any legumes today. I'm going to go into withdrawal. I don't have my nuts. I don't have my lentils. I'm tasting
no legumes for you.
Yeah, I just think maybe more variety in your diet.
I don't really actually need food because I smoke these delicious long cigarettes, but I do notice I get cranky. So I just don't want to be a cranky manager. I just end up yelling negative things at everyone that I'm talking to in all the meetings. I'm just like, don't, all the time. Don't. Do you hear don't? This is a major problem that I'm having. You don't.
That's our show. That's our show. Yes.
All right.
Fantastic.
Is it?
I am the first, and I don't me. Such a don't-er. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Bagley, for being our special guest. Thank you, Roy, for being our co-host, our substitute co-host.
Oh, it was fun. Thank you.
For continuing to produce and
and Pepper.
And Pepper, yes, Pepper, who was not too. It was incredible. What an awesome show. So fun. So, audience, we'll see you sometime in the future. Live shows tonight at Pig. If you want to get there, they're still doing reduced audience size numbers to keep it even safer for our surge that continues. Anyways,
Yeah.
so but if you and no shows tomorrow night at Pig. Enjoy the blizzard. Enjoy the snow day, everybody.
Yes.
And
Be
we'll
safe.
see you
Next weekend too.
Yeah.
shows.
Oh yes. Next weekend too. There's live shows at Pig. Back on
Yep.
for the. Ooh. All right. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Who's around?